Hey guys, this is Alex, back with another video on MPC1 workflow when you're using it in tangent with a DAW, in my example, Studio One. I'm going to show you guys first what we're going to do today, and then I'm going to show you how to do it, because I think you're just going to understand better if I show it in that order here. So what I have set up is a Roland digital piano in front of me, and over on my side desk next to you guys I have the MPC1. And the way I have this set up is if I play notes on my keyboard here, I can actually play the MPC1. Okay. And what's even cooler is if I were to record some MIDI notes here, and then play that back, it's actually playing the MPC1. And I can come in here and click that all into time, you know, by just quantizing that. And then I can even take it a step further by quickly converting it to an audio track. You know, that last snare didn't quantize where I wanted it to, but, you know, now I just have a really, you know, a simple conversion to audio, and it's 100% in line with that click track, which is really important if you're doing drums or doing other things. So it's an option. One other thing I should note is you can explode these pitches to tracks and have your kick, your snare, your hi-hat, whatever it may be, on different tracks, and then just really quickly track everything out. So if you're used to working in a DAW, but you like the sounds on your MPC, say you have a synth on the MPC and you want to record it quickly into the DAW, this might be a good fit for you. Or if you're like me, I like to do all of my editing on like a kick or a snare on the MPC. I like all the plugins on there. I like my reverbs on there because then I'm not using CPU. And just record it straight into Studio One in time, you know, right with the click track. This might be a good workflow for you. So this is what we're doing. If you're still interested, I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's get into it. So there's a few things that you need to know about what is going on in my setup. So I have a Roland piano here. And from my Roland piano, I have a MIDI out going into an audio interface, my Steinberg UR44. Okay, it's connected via a MIDI cable. And then I have a second MIDI cable going from the MIDI out of the Steinberg into my MPC1's MIDI in. So it's just a string, okay? The MIDI signal is going out of the Roland into the audio interface, and then out of the audio interface into the MPC1, okay? Now, if you want to hear what the MPC is playing, that sound is still coming out of the MPC, so you need to send that sound somewhere. So I also have TRS cables going out of the MPC1 back into my audio interface, and that is how I hear sound coming out of the speakers here, okay? Once you have that all set up, you're going to come into Studio One. You're going to click on Studio One at the top and hit Options. And you are going to hit Add. The first thing I'm going to add is my Roland piano. So I'm going to choose New Keyboard. And I'm going to call this the Roland piano. And here when it's saying Receive from and Send to, it's asking what is Studio One receiving from and what is Studio One sending to. In this case, it's receiving signals from my Roland piano, but those signals are actually being fed to Studio One via the audio interface. So I'm just going to choose my audio interface, the Steinberg UR44. Okay. And MIDI channels, I just always select all, and I'm going to hit OK. All right. Next, I'm going to add the MPC1, and I'm going to add the MPC1 as not a new keyboard. I'm going to add it as a new instrument, because in this case, we're playing the MPC as if it's like an external synth or instrument that you're working with. And I'm just going to call this MPC1. And Studio One is asking, okay, what am I receiving messages from and what am I sending to? In this case, Studio One is sending messages to the MPC1, but it's doing that via my audio interface, which is the Steinberg. And again, I'm just going to choose MIDI channels all, even though the MPC is probably on channel 10. That's what most drum machines are on. I just choose all and hit OK. All right. So now I can come over here and I can add a new instrument. And when I play, I'm going to change this selection here to the MPC. And let me just video this with my phone because you guys probably can't hear anything out of this mic. But when I play that, it is playing notes on the MPC, and I'm hearing that out of my speakers here. Okay. Now, if I want to record, I'm just going to add an audio track. And the way I have this set up is because my MPC is also connected via those TRS cables to get the audio into the UR44. This is already good. So if I were to hit notes on here, you're actually going to hear two. Let me turn on my camera again so you guys can see this. You're actually going to hear two of the same note. Okay. So by just clicking that off, I just hear the one note. And then obviously if I wanted to record, I just hit record after I've played those notes. You could do it in real time as well, you know, and it's recording everything in time along with those MIDI notes. But I would have to quantize these and then go back and record again to get that audio to be quantized the way that I want it to be quantized. So that's pretty much it. I think that this is just another way that you could go about using the MPC. And certainly it's the way I would use it if I'm just essentially using it as like an external synth, or if I want all my MIDI to be here in Studio One. You could, this doesn't even have to be a piano. You could just get another pad if you have a PreSonus Atom or something else, like maybe another MPC launch pad kind of deal. And you can just control the MPC with that and essentially use the MPC and get all the sounds, but get the MIDI data in Studio One. So I hope that this helps someone out there who's looking for a different workflow. And if not, I hope at least you guys learned something that the MPC can do. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.